Hi, everyone, and welcome today. Before I get started, I'm sure you're wondering, why is a sales enablement guy talking to me about closing deals in Q4? Well, to set the table, I'm not your typical sales enablement person. I'm actually a former salesperson myself. Carried a bag for 5 years. I was out, won, closed, lost deals just like yourself. So I have a unique perspective on what it takes to be successful. What I'd like to do is share that with you today. There are three things that I'd like to talk about. First, what is the purpose of sales enablement and why exactly should you care? Next, how to close more deals and how can you absolutely crush it in Q4? And finally, I want to leave you with 10 proven keys, tips and tricks, if you will, on how to succeed in Q4. So let's go ahead and get started. What is the purpose of sales enablement and why exactly should you care? Well, I went and I searched for the definition of sales enablement and I Googled it and this is what it came back with. Nothing. So what I'll do is give you my perspective after 25 years of success in sales enablement. Here's my definition of sales enablement. It's getting the right people in the right conversations the right way at the right time to get deals closed, which is critical for Q4. So let's talk about this really quickly. What exactly does sales enablement do? Well, look at us as a partner for you in your sales journey. We are here as a hub that spokes out to every other part of the organization. Product marketing, product management, HR, engineering, etc. So we are the ebb and flow. So let me give you a quick example. When you're out talking to a customer, as I still get a chance to do and love doing, and you keep hearing over and over and over the same request for a feature or a benefit inside of the product, come back to us in enablement. Let us be that microphone or megaphone to go and talk to product management about this. When you're using the first call picture, you're using your decks out, or your messaging isn't quite tight, come back and talk to us. We can go talk to marketing and be your mouthpiece. And we speak a different language with each one of those because we want you out selling and doing what you do best. So leverage us as that partner. So how do we define sales enablement? Again, and I think I've hammered it home. We are a partner. We are here to make you successful. We're here to make sure that you can close deals faster, you can close more deals, and you can make a boatload of cash. Here's what we're not. We're not IT. We're not the folks that you only see when you come in for as a new hire for onboarding. We are not the answer to every question. We are not someone that you come to when things are broken. We're here to make sure that we can build a partnership so that you, the company, as well as your prospects and customers are successful. So what I want to do is talk about kind of three stats before we get started. First is 79% of sales reps miss quota. That's a huge number. Here in the SaaS space that I work in, the average quota attainment is only 58%. And here's one that's absolutely frightening. 14% never even achieve as much as 10% of quota. Well, obviously, we want to make sure that you're not on any of these lists and that you're one of the top performers. So what I want to do is give you some perspective and some best practices on how you can close more deals and you can crush Q4. So here's some best practices that I've been able to garner over the last 25 years. Focus on building a partnership, not just a brand. When you're already deep into that sales cycle, your prospect, your customer has already bought into the company brand. What you want to do is now build that partnership so that they have that warm, fuzzy blanket. They understand that you are here for the long haul and they are here to make them successful. Next is communicate with sales leadership early and often. Don't assume just because they see a lot of activity to you that that's going to equate to you closing deals or value. Next is ensure that your stakeholders or your clients and prospects understand the value and the expertise that you and your company bring, because that is what's going to differentiate you from everything else that's going on out there. And it's all about value. And I'm going to talk about a little later what that really means. Focus on these three things: key differentiation, competitive advantage, and business value. Now, as sales folks, we're very, very good at those first two: key differentiation, competitive advantage. Here's a small secret for you. Customers only care about this final one, business value. So the definition of business value is Mr. and Mrs. Customer. We've got all of these cool bells, toys, and whistles. But at the end of the day, here's what we can help you do. One of two things. Either A, increase productivity and efficiency, or B, decrease pain. Because at the end of the day, that's all they really care about. Next is, don't sell products. Do not sell solutions against what all wisdom convention says. Sell the experience of working with you and your customer. And that experience, and I don't mean unicorns and rainbows, but the experience of the expertise that you bring, the understanding of their business, the understanding of their space, also the depth and the breadth of referrals and customers that you bring that look just like them, to make sure they understand that they're not the first and you're here to make sure that they are successful going forward. Next is speak the language of your prospects. Whether you're a horizontal sales or a vertical salesperson, make sure that you're speaking the same language that they are. Don't expect them to learn yours. And by all means, please stay away from acronyms as much as possible, because that acronym may mean something completely different to that customer and in their space. Again, back to relationships. Craft that relationship with your sales leaders, especially your first line managers. These are the people that are going to speak for you. They're the people that's going to sometime provide air cover, and they're also the people that are going to be able to market you upward and make sure that sales leadership is well aware of who you are and what you're bringing to the table. And finally, wow, no one wins alone. Everybody wins as a team. As old as that is, it has not changed and it stays true. Make sure you're leveraging your partner ecosystem and that you're leveraging everyone that's available to help you out. So now, let me give you those 10 tips. Over the past 25 years, I've been gathering these, and right now I want to give you what I've seen that works time and time again consistently. First is build your internal partner ecosystem. What does that mean? That means everyone that you need to know as you're closing the deal that can help you close this and move it through the pipeline and move it through the tools and the processes smoothly and efficiently. Now that may be folks at deal desk. They may be folks in sales ops. That may be folks in sales enablement. But again, you're going to want to know those people, and they need to know you before you need to know them, because they're the ones that are going to help you move things forward. And again, get those deals closed, and more importantly, get those deals into the system so that they then can be shown and provided and move forward. Next is you've got to know your competitors better than they know themselves. Why? Because as you're out talking to your customers, what you need to do is to be able to offset any landmines that they may have set before you stepped in, or understanding what their strengths and weaknesses are, not to talk about it negatively, but more to talk about it from the perspective of here's what they do and here's what we do differently and here's why you should partner with us. The next is focus again, key differentiation, competitive advantage, and business value. I promise you, implore you that if you stay within that box, there's absolutely no way that you will not absolutely kill it and crush Q4 well beyond your dreams. The next is remember that customer service is not a department. It's an attitude, and I should have added, of gratitude. And it's something that is an ongoing occurrence, not just before they sign the deal, but they need to know that you're around and that you truly care about them as an individual and also as a customer, not just as someone that was adding to your quota or a number to them. Here's the big one. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. So make sure you're leveraging the folks in again, your personal ecosystem so that they can help. Don't try and take it all on your own, because it's a heavy burden to bear, especially in Q4 with all the pressure, and that load can be spread off against many shoulders that are willing to help you out. And of that, one is sales enablement. Next, we as sales enablement are here to make you successful. So partner with us. Let us be your mouthpiece. Let us make sure that we know what you need. Provide your feedback. Let us know what customers are saying. And also, as the trainings are being rolled out to you and you're taking these tools that you're being given, let us know how it's working out in the real world, because we can only improve and make things better for you if you communicate back inward to us. Next is selling value. Got to sell that value, because it's not only the passport to your success, but it's also the passport to budget that's going to help you close that deal for your prospects. If you can show that value, it's a lot easier to come in and talk value and price secondary. We all know if you kick off the conversation with price, or your customer does, you're already in a losing situation. So let's make sure we turn those conversations from price to value. Next, be creative. Looking like everybody else is going to get you the same result. You've got to find a way to do something creative. Talk to the folks in the office where you are. Find out how other folks are closing deals. Talk to older, more seasoned sales folks. But you've got to find a way to be creative to make you and your company stand out. So when it's time for that customer, that prospect to make the decision on where they're going to go and who they're going to close the deal with, it should be a no-brainer. You should have already locked things down. Next is, just because it's an emergency to you does not constitute urgency on their part. Customers are smart. They're savvy. They realize it's end of year. they're going to do everything they can to get as much out of this deal as they can, bring that pricing down. But again, keep that focus on value rather than talking about price. And that emergency and that fire that comes with it doesn't burn nearly as brightly. Next and finally, hope is definitely not a strategy. It's something that you've got to leverage over and over. Utilize your internal champions, utilize your sponsors, have them speak for you and with you, because that is the piece that's going to get you going and get the deals closed. So my goal and objective today, and I hope that I've met that, is to give you some tips and tricks on how you can close more deals in Q4. If you've got any questions, you'd like to further the conversation or find out maybe a deeper understanding of some of the tips and best practices I shared, reach out to me on Twitter. I'm at the Voice of Rod. Please use the hashtag CrushQ4. And with that, best of luck, happy selling, and go out there and make it a huge Q4. Go and kill it, folks. Have a fantastic day.